भारतीय न्याय संहिता चैप्टर 1 सेक्शन 1 शॉर्ट टाइटल कमिटमेंट एंड एप्लीकेशन सेक्शन 2 definition 2.1 एक्ट 2.2 एनिमल 2.3 चाइल्ड 2.4 काउंटरफिट 2.5 कोर्ट 2.6 डेथ 2.7 dishonestly 2.8 डॉक्यूमेंट 2.9 fraudulently 2.10 gender 2.11 good faith 2.12 government 2.13 harbor 2.14 injury 215 illegal legally bound to 216 judge 217 life 218 local law 219 man 220 month and year 221 movable property 222 number 223 oath 224 offense 225 omission 226 person 277 public 228 public servant 229 reason to believe 230 special law 231 valuable security 232 vessel 233 voluntary 234 will 235 omen 236 wrongful gain 237 wrongful loss 238 gaining wrongfully losing wrongfully 239 words and expression. Section 3 General explanation. Chapter 2 Punishment. Section 4 Punishment. Section 5 Commutation of sentence. Section 6 Fraction of terms of punishment. Section 7 Sentence may be in certain cases of imprisonment wholly or partly rigorous or simpler. Section 8 Amount of fine, liability in default of payment of fine, etc. Section 9 Limit of punishment of offence made up of several offences. Section 10 Punishment of person guilty of one of several offences, judgment stating that it is doubtful of which. Section 11 Solitary confinement. Section 12 Limit of solitary confinement. Section 13 Enhanced punishment for certain offence after previous conviction. Chapter 3 General exceptions. Section 14 Act done by a person bound or by mistake of fact believing himself bound by law. Section 15 Act of a judge when acting judicially. Section 16 Act done pursuant to judgment or order of court. Section 17 Act done by a person justified or by mistake of fact believing himself justified by law. Section 18 Accident in doing a lawful act. Section 19 Act likely to cause harm but done without criminal intent and to prevent other harm. Section 20 Act of a child under 7 years of age. Section 21 Act of a child above 7 under 12 years of immature understanding. Section 22 Act of a person of unsound mind. Section 23 Act of a person incapable of judgment by reason of intoxication caused against his will. Section 24 Offence requiring a particular intent or knowledge committed by one who is intoxicated. Section 25 Act not intended and not known to be likely to cause death or grievous hurt done by consent. Section 26 Act not intended to cause death done by consent in good faith for person benefit. Section 27 Act done in good faith for benefit of child or person of unsound mind by or by consent of guardian. Section 28 Consent known to be given under fear or misconception. Section 29 Exclusion of act which are offences independently of harm caused. Section 13 Act done in good faith for benefit of a person without consent. Section 31 Communication made in good faith. Section 32 Act to which a person is compelled by threat. Section 33 Act causing slight harm. Section 34 Things done in private defense. Section 35 Right of private defense of body and of property. Section 36 Right of private defense against act of a person of unsound mind, etc. Section 37 Act against which there is no right of private defense. Section 38 When right of private defense of body extend to causing death. Section 39 When such right extend to causing any harm other than death. Section 14 Commencement and continuance of right of private defense of body. Section 41 When right of private defense of property extend to causing death. Section 14(2) when such right extend to causing any harm other than death. Section 43 Commencement and continuance of right of private defense of property. Section 44 Risks of private defense against deadly assault when there is a risk of harm to innocent person. Chapter 4 of abatement, criminal conspiracy and attempt. Section 45 abatement of a thing. Section 46 abater. Section 47 abatement in India of offence outside India. Section 48 abatement outside India for offence in India. Section 49 punishment of abatement if act abated is committed in consequence where no express provision is made for its punishment. Section 50 punishment of abatement if person abated does act with different intention from that of abater. Section 51 liability of abater when one act abated and different act done. Section 52 abater when liable to cumulative punishment for act abated and for act done. Section 53 liability of abater for an effect caused by act abated different from that intended by abater. Section 54 abater present when offence committed. Section 55 abatement of offence punishable with death or imprisonment for life. Section 56 abatement of offence punishable with imprisonment. Section 57 abating commission of offence by public or by more than 10 persons. Section 58 concealing design to commit offence punishable with death or imprisonment for life. Section 59 public servant concealing design to commit offence which it is his duty to prevent. Section 60 concealing design to commit offence punishable with imprisonment. Section 61 criminal conspiracy. Section 62 punishment for attempting to commit offence punishable with imprisonment for life or other imprisonment. Section Chapter 5 of offence against women. Section 63 rape. Section 64 punishment for rape. Section 65 punishment for rape in certain cases. Section 66 punishment for causing death or resulting in persistent vegetative state of victim. Section 67 sexual intercourse by husband upon his wife during separation. Section 68 sexual intercourse by a person in authority. Section 69 sexual intercourse by employing deceitful means. Section 70 gang rape. Section 71 punishment for repeat offender. Section 72 disclosure of identity of victim of certain offences etc. Section 73 printing or publishing any matter relating to court proceeding without permission. Section 74 assault or use of criminal force to women with intent to outrage her modesty. Section 75 sexual harassment. Section 76 assault or use of criminal force to women with intent to disrobe. Section 77 voyeurism. Section 78 stalking. Section 79 word, gesture or act intended to insult modesty of women. Section 80 dowry death. Section 81 cohabitation caused by man deceitful inducing belief of lawful marriage. Section 82 marrying again during lifetime of husband or wife. Section 83 marriage ceremony fraudulently gone through without lawful marriage. Section 84 entrancing or taking away or detaining with criminal intent a married woman. Section 85 husband or relative of husband of a woman subjecting her to cruelty. Section 86 cruelty defined. Section 87 kidnapping, abducting or inducing woman to compel her marriage etc. Section 88 causing miscarriage. Section 89 causing miscarriage without woman's consent. Section 90 death caused by act done with intent to cause miscarriage. Section 91 act done with intent to prevent child being burned alive or to cause to die after death. Section 92 causing death of quick unborn child by act of amounting to culpable homicide. Section 93 exposure and abortment of child under 12 years of age by parent or person having care of it. Section 94 concealment of birth by sacred disposal of dead body. Section 95 hiring, employing or engaging a child to commit an offence. Section 96 procreation of child. Section 97 kidnapping, abducting child under 10 years of age with intent to steal from its person. Section 98 selling child for purpose of prostitution. Section 99 buying child for purpose of prostitution. Chapter 6 offence affecting the body. Section 100 culpable homicide. Section 101 murder. Section 102 culpable homicide by causing death of person other than person whose death was intended. Section 103 punishment for murder. Section 104 punishment for murder by life convict. Section 105 punishment for culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Section 106 causing death by negligence. Section 107 abatement of suicide of child or person of unsound mind. Section 108 abatement of suicide. Section 109 attempt to murder. Section 110 attempt to commit culpable homicide. Section 111 organized crime, section 112 petty organized crime, section 113 terrorist act, section 114 hurt, section 115 voluntary causing hurt, section 116 grievous hurt, section 117 voluntary causing grievous hurt, section 118 voluntary causing hurt or grievous hurt by dangerous weapon or means, section 119 voluntary causing hurt or grievous hurt to extort property or to constrain to an illegal act, section 120 voluntary causing hurt or grievous hurt to extort confession or to compel restoration of property, section 121 voluntary causing hurt or grievous hurt to deter public servant from his duty, section 122 voluntary causing hurt or grievous hurt on provocation, section 123 causing hurt by means of poison etc. with intent to commit an offence, section 124 voluntary causing grievous hurt by use of acid etc. Section 125 Act endangering life or personal safety of others, section 126 wrongful restraint, section 127 wrongful confinement, section 128 force, section 129 criminal force, section 130 assault, section 131 punishment for assault or criminal force otherwise than on grave provocation, section 132 assault or criminal force to deter public servant from discharge of his duty, section 133 assault or criminal force with intent to dishonor person otherwise than on grave provocation, section 134 assault or criminal force in attempt to commit theft of property carried by a person, section 135 assault or criminal force in attempt to wrongful confine a person, section 136 assault or criminal force on grave provocation, section 137 kidnapping, section 138 abduction, section 139 kidnapping or maiming a child for purpose of begging, section 140 kidnapping or abducting in order to murder or for ransom etc. Section 141 importation of girl or boy from foreign country, section 142 wrongful concealing or keeping in confinement kidnapped or abducted person, section 143 trafficking of person, section 144 exploitation of a trafficked person, section 145 habitual dealing in slave, section 146 unlawful compulsory labor, chapter 7 offences against state, section 147 waging or attempting to wage war or abetting or waging of war against government of India, section 148 conspiracy to commit offence punishable by 147, section 149 collecting arms etc. with intention of waging war against government of India, section 150 concealing with intent to facilitate design to wage war, section 151 assaulting president governor etc. with intent to compel or restrain exercise of any lawful power, section 152 act endangering sovereignty, unity and integrity of India, section 153 waging war against government of any foreign state at peace with government of India, section 154 committing or depredation on territories of foreign state at peace with government of India, section 155 receiving property taken by war or depredation mentioned in section 153 and 154, section 156 public servant voluntary allowing prisoner of state or war to escape, section 157 public servant negligently suffering such prisoner to escape, section 158 aiding escape of rescuing or harboring such prisoner, chapter 8 offence relating to army, navy and air force, section 159 abating immunity or attempting to seduce a soldier, sailor or airman from his duty, section 160 abatement of immunity if immunity is commuted in consequence thereof, section 161 abatement of assault by soldier, sailor or airman on his superior officer when in execution of his office, section 162 abatement of such assault if assault committed, section 163 abatement of desertion of soldier, sailor or airman, section 164 harboring deserter, section 165 deserter concealed on board merchant vessel through negligence of master, section 166 abatement of act of insubordination by soldier, sailor or airman, section 167 persons subject to certain act, section 168 wearing garb or carrying token used by soldier, sailor or airman, chapter 9 offence relating to election, section 169 candidate electoral right defined, section 170 bribery, section 171 undue influence at election, section 172 personation at election, section 173 punishment for bribery, section 174 punishment for undue influence or personation at an election. Section 175 false statement in connection with an election. Section 176 illegal payment in connection with an election. Section 177 failure to keep election account. Chapter 10 offense relating to coin, currency note, bank note and government staff. Section 178 counterfeiting coin, government staff, currency note or bank note. Section 179 using as genuine forged or counterfeit coin, government staff, currency notes or bank note. Section 180 possession of forged or counterfeit coin, government staff, currency note or bank note. Section 181 making or possessing instrument or material for foregoing or counterfeiting coin, government staff, currency note or bank note. Section 182 making or using document resembling currency note or bank note. Section 183 efficiency writing from substance bearing government stamp or removing from document a stamp used for it with intent to cause loss to government. Section 184 using government stamp known to have been before used. Section 185 erasure of mark denoting that stamp has been used. Section 186 prohibition of fictitious stamp. Section 187 person employed in mint causing coin to be of different weight or composition from that fixed by law. Section 188 unlawful taking coining instrument from mint. Chapter 11 offense against public tranquility. Section 189 unlawful assembly. Section 190 every member of unlawful assembly guilty of offense committed in prosecution of common object. Section 191 writing. Section 192 wantonly giving provocation with intent to cause right if writing be committed if not committed. Section 193 liability of owner, occupier, etc. of land on which an unlawful assembly or right takes place. Section 194 affray. Section 195 assaulting or obstructing public servant when suppressing right etc. Section 196 promoting immunity between different group on ground of religion, race, place of birth, residence, language etc. and doing act prejudicial to maintenance of harmony. Section 197 imputation, assertion prejudicial to national integration. Chapter 12 offense by or relating to public servant. Section 198 public servant disobeying law with intent to cause injury to any person. Section 199 public servant disobeying direction under law. Section 200 punishment for non-treatment of victim. Section 201 public servant framing an incorrect document with intent to cause injury. Section 202 public servant unlawful engaging in trade. Section 203 public servant unlawful buying or bidding for property. Section 204 personating a public servant. Section 205 wearing garb or carrying token used by public servant with fraudulent intent. Of content of the lawful authority of public servant. Section 206 absconding to avoid service of someone or other proceeding. Section 207 preventing service of someone or other proceeding of preventing publication thereof. Section 208 non-attendance in obedience to an order from public servant. Section 209 appearance in response to proclamation under Section 84 of Bhartiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita. Section 210 omission to produce document or electronic record to public servant by person legally bound to produce it. Section 211 omission to give notice or information to public servant by person legally bound to give it. Section 212 furnishing false information. Section 213 refusing oath or affirmation when duly required by public servant to make it. Section 214 refusing to answer public servants authorized to question. Section 215 refusing to sign statement. Section 216 false statement on oath or affirmation to public servant or public authorized to administer an oath or affirmation. Section 217 false information with intent to cause public servant to use his lawful power to injury of another person. Section 218 resistance to taking of property by lawful authority of a public servant. Section 219 obstructing sale of property offered for sale by authority of public servant. Section 220 illegal purchase of bid for property offered for sale by authority of public servant. Section 221 obstructing public servant in discharge of public function. Section 222 omission to assist public servant when bound by law to give assistance. Section 223 disobedience to order duly promulgated by public servant. Section 224 threat of injury to public servant. Section 225 threat of injury to injurious person to refrain from applying for protection to public servant. Section 226 attempt to commit suicide to compel or restrain exercise of lawful power. Chapter 14 of false evidence and offense against public justice. Section 227 giving false evidence. Section 228 fabricating false evidence. Section 229 punishment for false evidence. Section 230 giving or fabricating false evidence with intent to procure conviction of capital offence. Section 231 giving or fabricating false evidence with intent to procure conviction of offence punishable to imprisonment for life or imprisonment. Section 232 threatening any person to give false evidence. Section 233 using evidence known to be false. Section 234 issuing or signing false certificate. Section 235 using as true a certificate known to be false. Section 236 false statement made in declaration which is by law receivable as evidence. Section 237 using as true such declaration knowing it to be false. Section 238 causing disappearance of evidence of offense of giving false information to a screen offender. Section 239 intentional omission to give information of offense by person bound to inform. Section 240 giving false information respecting an offense committed. Section 241 destruction of document or electronic record to prevent its production as evidence. Section 242 false personation for purpose of act or proceeding in suit or prosecution. Section 243 fraudulent removal of or concealment of property to prevent its seizure as forfeited or in execution. Section 244 fraudulent claim to property to prevent its seizure as forfeited or in execution. Section 245 fraudulent suffering decree for sum not due. Section 246 dishonest making false claim in court. Section 247 fraudulent obtaining decree for sum not due. Section 248 false charge of offense made with intent to injure. Section 249 harboring offender. Section 250 taking gift etc. to screen an offender from punishment. Section 251 offering gift or restoration of property in considering of screening offender. Section 252 taking gift to help to recover stolen property etc. Section 253 harboring offender who has escaped from custody for whose apprehension has been ordered. Section 254 penalty for harboring robber or dacoit. Section 255 public servant disobeying direction of law with intent to save person from punishment or property from forfeited. Section 256 public servant framing incorrect record or writing with intent to save person from punishment or property from forfeited. Section 257 public servant in judicial proceeding corruptly making report etc. contrary to law. Section 258 commitment of trial or confinement by person having authority who knows that he is acting contrary to law. Section 259 intentional omission to apprehend on part of public servant bound to apprehend. Section 260 intentional omission to apprehend on part of public servant bound to apprehend person under substance or lawful committed. Section 261 escape from confinement or custody negligently suffered by public servant. Section 262 resistance or obstruction by a person to his lawful apprehension. Section 263 resistance or obstruction to lawful apprehension of another person. Section 264 omission to apprehend or sufferance of escape on part of public servant in cases not otherwise provided for. Section 265 resistance or obstruction to lawful apprehension or escape or rescue in cases not otherwise provided for. Section 266 violation of condition of remission of punishment. Section 267 intentional insult or interruption to public servants sitting in judicial proceeding. Section 268 personation of assessor. Section 269 failure by person released on bail bond or bond to appear in court. Section 15 offense affecting public health, safety, convenience, decency and morals. Section 270 public nuisance. Section 271 negligent act likely to spread infection of disease dangerous to life. Section 272 malignant act to spread infection of disease dangerous to life. Section 273 disobedience to quarantine rule. Section 274 adulteration of food or drink intended for sale. Section 275 sale of noxious food or drink. Section 276 adulteration of drug. Section 277 sale of adulterated drug. 278 sale of drug as a different drug or preparation. 279 falling water of public spring or reservoir. Section 280 making atmosphere noxious to health. 281 rash driving or riding on a public way. 282 rash navigation of vessel. 283 exhibition of false light, mark or buoy. Section 284 convening person by water for hire in unsafe or overloaded vessel. Section 285 danger or obstruction in public way or line of navigation. Section 286 negligent conduct with respect to poisonous substance. Section 287 negligent conduct with respect to fire or combustible matter. Section 288 negligent conduct with respect to explosive substances. Section 289 negligent conduct with respect to machinery. Section 290 negligent conduct with respect to pulling down, repairing or constructing building etc. Section 291 negligent conduct with respect to animals. Section 292 punishment for public nuisance in cases not otherwise provided for. Section 293 continuance of nuisance after injunction to discontinue. Section 294 sale etc. of obscene book etc. Section 295 sale etc. of obscene object to child. Section 296 obscene act and action. Section 297 keeping loyalty office. Chapter 16 offense relating to religion. Section 298 injuring or defiling place of worship with intent to insult religion of any class. Section 299 deliberate and malicious act intended to outrage religious feeling of any class by insulting its religion or religious belief. Section 300 disturbing religious assembly. Section 301 trespassing on burial places etc. 302 uttering word etc. with deliberate intent to wound religious feeling of any person. Chapter 17 offense against property. 303 theft. 304 snatching. 305 theft in dwelling house or means of transportation or place of worship etc. 306 theft by clerk or servant of property in possession of master. 307 theft after preparation made for causing death, hurt or restraint in order to committing of theft. Section 308 extortion. Section 309 robbery. Section 3110 dacoity. 311 robbery or dacoity with attempt to cause death or grievous hurt. Section 312 attempt to commit robbery or dacoity when armed with a deadly weapon. Section 313 punishment for belonging to gang of robber etc. Section 314 dishonest misappropriation of property. Section 315 dishonest misappropriation of property possessed by deceased person at the time of his death. Section 316 criminal breach of trust. Section 370 stolen property. Section 318 cheating. Section 319 cheating by personation. Section 320 dishonest or fraudulent removal or concealment of property to prevent distribution among creditor. Section 321 dishonesty or fraudulently preventing debt being available for creditor. Section 322 dishonest or fraudulently execution of deed of transfer containing false statement of consideration. Section 323 dishonest or fraudulent removal or concealment of property. Section 324 mischief. Section 325 mischief by killing or maiming animal. Section 326 mischief by injury, induction, fire, explosive substance etc. Section 327 mischief with intent to destroy or make unsafe a rail, aircraft, decked vessel or one of 20-ton burden. Section 328 punishment for intentionally running vessels aground or shore with intent to commit theft etc. Section 329 criminal trespass and house trespass. Section 330 house trespass and house breaking. Section 331 punishment for house trespass or house breaking. Section 332 house trespass in order to commit offense. Section 333 house trespass after preparation for hurt, assault or wrongful restraint. Section 334 dishonest breaking open respectable containing property of chapter 18 of offense relating to document and property mark. Section 335 making of false documents. Section 336 forgery. Section 337 forgery of record of court or of public register etc. Section 338 forgery of valuable security will etc. 339 having possession of document described in section 337 or section 338 knowing it to be forged and intending to use it as genuine. Section 340 forged document or electronic record or using it as genuine. Section 341 making or possessing counterfeit seal with intent to commit forgery punishable under section 338. Section 342 counterfeiting device or mark used for authentic document described in section 338 or possessing counterfeit marked material. Section 343 fraudulent cancellation and destruction etc. of will, authority to adopt or valuable securities. Section 344 falsification of accounts. Section 345 property mark. Section 346 tampering with property mark with intent to cause injury. Section 347 counterfeiting of property mark. Section 348 making or possessing of any instrument for counterfeiting of property mark. Section 349 selling goods marked with a counterfeit property mark. Section 350 making a false mark upon any respectable containing goods. Chapter 90 Section 351 criminal intimidation. Section 352 intentional insult with intent to provoke breach of peace. Section 353 statement conducing to public mischief. Section 354 act caused by inducing person to believe that he will be rendered an object of divine displeasure. Section 355 misconduct in public by a drunken person. Section 356 defamation. Section 357 breach of contract to attend on and supply wants of helpless person. Chapter 20 repeal and saving. Section 358 repeal and saving.